Welcome to the channel. Today we are going to be reviewing and reacting to some Met Gala looks. The 2024 Met Gala celebrated the Costume Institute's new exhibition, Sleeping Beauties Reawakening Fashion. The Sleeping Beauties being referred to are the Institute's historic collections of clothing featuring approximately 220 garments spanning across 4 centuries. They are now so fragile that they can never be worn again. That means they are laid down in glass cases as opposed to the usual hangers or mannequins, making them sleeping beauties. This year's 2024 Met Gala dress code was the Garden of Time, inspired by J.G. Ballard's short story of the same name, written in 1962. The story describes the last days of Count Axel and his wife, who reside in a Palladian villa surrounded by a beautiful garden. They enjoy their books, music, and each other's company, and the evenings in their garden. There is the looming threat of a barbaric, angry mob that is quickly approaching their villa. This mob is kept at a distance by the thyme flowers in their garden. Each time Count Axel and his wife cut one, the thyme flowers shimmer briefly in their hands and then extinguishes itself. In dying, the thyme flowers make time go backwards, which holds off this mob for just a few more moments. Eventually, they run out of thyme flowers and the mob descends upon their villa. This dress code and this story was interpreted a myriad of ways, the most popular interpretation being florals, but we did have a few people reference the glass flowers and the passage of time as a concept. I also wanted to touch on the fact that this whole Met Gala thing, especially with other issues going on, it feels kind of almost like wrong to talk about it. They're obsessing over excess and glamour and opulence while people are literally being bombed in Palestine, especially after Israel is now bombing Rafah, which was previously designated as a safe zone. And I feel like making videos like this about the gala are making me somewhat complicit. So in an effort to do what I can to help, all of the AdSense from this video is going to be donated to the GoFundMes of one of the many families looking to escape Palestine at the moment. I would also encourage you, if you have the means, to also see if you can donate some money to one of those families. So the first person I want to talk about is Tyla. People have basically conceded that she won Best Dress for the Met Gala. Her dress played more on the time theme and like preserving time theme rather than the floral, which was kind of a breath of fresh air because I feel like most of the people that attended the gala really heavily focused on the floral aspect, which is fine, but it's very like cool and interesting to see like a different sort of take on that theme. So this dress was hand sewn by Balmain. It was gorgeous. It was a strapless gown that was fitted to her exact body, so much so that she couldn't even walk in it. She had to be carried up the stairs, which was honestly kind of a moment. I loved the details. I loved her little sand purse, and honestly, just Tyla as a person, ever since she's like come out into the music scene and started to get more attention, is definitely starting to make her name as a fashion girl. And I definitely think we're going to be seeing more like interesting fashion looks. Whoever her stylist is definitely doing a really good job. Once she went into the gala, they actually cut it into a mini dress, which was also so cute. And then also the sand on her shoulder and just those little details really just tied the whole thing together and made it look really beautiful. And also just the fact that, you know, they cut the dress, it also kind of reflects on that same theme of the pieces in these Sleeping Beauty exhibits that can't be worn again. Mona Patel, she is an Indian billionaire CEO, I believe, which pretty cool. She was in Iris van Herpen. Iris van Herpen is a Dutch designer known for fusing technology and traditional couture craftsmanship. So this dress was absolutely stunning. stunning. It was a kinetic dress, so she had butterflies that went all up her sleeves that actually like fluttered and like moved. So gorgeous. And then the bodice was also butterflies. It was a floor length gown and it was just gorgeous. It had scalloped trim on the bottom that really gave it a lot of shape as well. I love this look. We have Mindy Kaling. This dress was created by designer Rav Gupta. They nicknamed this dress the melting flower of time. The cape was inspired by a blooming flower, and the sculptural technique evoked the passage of time. This is just a beautiful gown. I really love how dramatic it was. I really like this one too. It looked gorgeous from every single angle, and it was definitely a showstopper. And I definitely also think it's one of her best red carpet looks to date. Emma Chamberlain wore a dress from Jean Paul Gaultier's Autumn Winter 2003 collection. I think she looked absolutely stunning. She took more of a dark approach to the theme to highlight the underbelly of nature, to capture the fragility and like decomposition of nature. I really liked it. I really think it was gorgeous. She outdressed a lot of the people there, which is pretty impressive and inspiring considering she started out as a YouTuber. So run this shit up. Maybe I'll go next year. Her dress was custom Jean Paul Gaultier, but it was inspired by their Autumn Winter 2003 collection. So Zendaya wore a Maison Margiela artisanal by John Galliano dress, which was inspired by a Christian Dior dress from spring summer 99. It was one shoulder, it was a trumpet dress, it was emerald green and royal blue stripes. There was some mesh, some tulle, and then it also had these like flower, fruit, and like bird embellishments, and then a feather headpiece. Honestly, this was not one of my favorite looks of the night, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be. Also had a reddish purple eye makeup look and a dark red lip, which I actually thought was really beautiful. She also had a couple more looks actually. She reappeared at the bottom of the stairs in a black corseted ball gown, which was 1996 Givenchy that was designed by John Galliano. I love this way more than the first one. It was gorgeous. She also had a bouquet headpiece that was designed by Philip Tracy for Alexander McQueen 2006. Later on the inside, she changed again into a long white plunging v-neck dress, which was designed by Celia Crithariati. Hopefully I said that right. Lana Del Rey wore a custom-made Alexander McQueen with hand-embroidered bronze hammered branches. Those branches were draped with a veil of tulle, and then she also wore hoof boots. This look actually referenced Alexander McQueen's fall 2006 collection. Honestly, I really liked this. She wore a rose ring on her left hand, which actually references a line in the story. I think she looked absolutely stunning. It's giving very like mythical, enchanted, like fairy tale vibes. The branches on her dress and her headpiece looked very realistic. So yeah, I absolutely love this. Malia Joy Moon is a Broadway actress, and she wore a floral asymmetrical cascade dress by Kalina Strata. Kalina Strata is known for their bright and colorful patterned clothes, and I really like this dress. It looks almost like watercolor. She paired the dress with these yellow butterfly heels, which aren't my favorite, but overall I think she did a really good job. Euphoria actress Storm Reid wore a mint green ball gown with a black bodice. Honestly, I did not hate this, but I also didn't love it. But also, like, from what I've seen from like her Instagram and stuff, just in general, the way she dresses is just not really my cup of tea. I really do love her hair and makeup. She wore these like tinsel streaks in her hair, which I thought were really, really cute. And then she carried a black fold over Coach purse with a apple charm and a Empire State Building charm. And then I really did not like the way it was styled. She styled this ball gown with a leather jacket, which made me dislike it more. Sabrina Carpenter wore a black drop waist ball gown with a blue and light purple ombre skirt. Honestly, I think she is one of the best dressed celebrities just in general. I really love all her outfits. Her dress was by Oscar de la Renta. The skirt was hand painted by Fernando Garcia. The skirt is inspired by blossoming orchids, the same color as Sabrina's eyes. So she definitely went the floral route, but I think it came together really, really beautifully. Like Sabrina Carpenter, Kerry Washington also wore a custom Oscar de la Renta dress. It was deep violet with a plunging neckline. It had floral appliques all down the side. I think she looked really, really pretty. I really, really like this dress. It wasn't like super like show-stopping. It was just a very pretty dress. It stayed with the florals theme. It wasn't like super like creative, but I did like it. I didn't love the hair though. She had this like weird bang thing going on, which I feel like should have been a different hairstyle. It was also super short, which I didn't mind, but like the bangs kind of threw me off, honestly. Kylie Jenner also wore custom Oscar de la Renta. She wore like a satiny, like white creamish dress with a very long train and like the like pointed boobs, and it was strapless. And then she wore like a matching flower headpiece. The flower headpiece was pretty much the only nod to the theme that was incorporated into her outfit. I felt like this look was very plain, but it was really, really pretty. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said before, I feel like if I was able to come to this event, I would want to have fun with the theme and like play around with it in a creative way. It didn't really seem like she put any effort into doing that. Supermodel Anaki Ai, she wore a sparkly blue catsuit by Swarovski. She looked absolutely stunning. In her Instagram, she said it was 98,000 crystals and it just looked absolutely beautiful. I loved the styling. I loved the jewelry. I loved her hair. I also loved her makeup. She had on this like blue, like iridescent highlighter shade on her cheekbones, which was so, so gorgeous. And overall, she just looked absolutely stunning. She ended up changing into a second look, which was also by Swarovski. It was also a like very sparkly outfit with a lot of crystals, but it was like a tube top and a mini skirt, and it was super, super gorgeous. I think she looked phenomenal. I'm not really sure how this could relate to the theme. I think it had a little bit of connection with the crystal flowers, considering she was like completely like crystal down. So yeah, I think she looked great. Doja Cat, she was in a t-shirt dress by Vetements. So this look I felt like was very plain, and I don't know, there wasn't really much to it, but I know that Doja Cat is someone who likes to stand out, and she probably predicted that a lot of people were gonna be doing florals and having a very like literal take on the theme. Later in an interview, she said that she knew everybody was gonna be doing florals and that cotton is the most used flower on earth, so that's why she wore a cotton t-shirt dress. She had the wet look on her dress, but she was like actually wet. She used water and hair gel on her actual person to get that wet look, which it kind of just didn't feel very innovative. Probably just didn't want to blend in. Gigi Hadid wore a dress by Thom Browne. It was mostly white with structured ruffles trimmed in black lining. The off-the-shoulder dress was also adorned with 3D yellow roses and green leaves. So I like this. I felt like it was really cute. It wasn't especially interesting to me, but I did think it was very, very pretty. And I also really like the way she styled her hair. It was short and it was very like old Hollywood, and I really liked it. Keke Palmer was in Marc Jacobs. She wore a frayed sheer silk tulle sequin gown with antique beaded embroidery. She styled the dress with kiki boots. Honestly, I didn't really love this. I felt like she looked kind of like a mummy, and I feel just in general that sequins tend to look very cheap. She styled her hair in a high ponytail, which I thought was kind of cute. She said that her dress was tattered in reference to the items that are in the museum, which are falling apart but have been reconstructed by the people who work at the museum, and it was kind of an ode to that. Not my favorite look. Ao Edbury was also in Loewe. She wore a backless column dress. The halter neck dress was covered in hand-painted, embroidered floral lace, and then the skirt had 3D applique flowers that created the illusion of blossoming. Not too much on her because that's my girl for real, but I did not like this. It just felt very granny-ish, but I did really like her makeup. It was very blushy and fresh and like sweet. Ariana also wore Loewe. She was in a white dress with a molded bustier top. It was constructed to look iridescent and pearl-like. And then she wore a multi-layered pleated chiffon skirt, and honestly I think she looked so gorgeous. I absolutely love that dress. Like, I would literally wear that. It was just so beautiful. I don't think it was on theme, but that aside, I think it looked really, really good on her. And I don't know, I think it was just very beautiful and simple and stunning. I really, really liked it. Next we have FKA Twigs. She was in Stella McCartney. That is also my girl, but I did not like this. And it's really interesting because I feel like she is just in general one of my biggest celebrity fashion inspirations, and I've always liked her street style, but I just didn't really like what she had on. But she is known for being very out the box fashion wise, but I don't know, it was kind of a mess. Her little like white knitwear cardigan was Stella McCartney, and then she had on a diamond two-piece by Vry. And then she had on white open-toed stilettos. Like I said, I didn't really love this, but I really did like her makeup. She had a bunch of like face gems on. I thought that was super, super pretty. Lizzo wore a dress by designer Victor Weinsato. The dress is described as a full body corset. It was dyed to match her skin tone, and the petals were inserted by hand. Honestly, I hated this. I just think it's a mess. It was red petals all around her eyes. I thought that was very cute, but yeah, the look could have been better overall. She kind of looked like a shrimp a little bit. Nicki Minaj wore a yellow mini dress that was custom made by Marni. Marni is known for these very like colorful designs. The dress was done in a hand-painted golden silk material, and it was covered in 3D metal flowers that were also hand-painted. Honestly, I don't hate this, but I also don't love it. I feel like it is very her, and it's also very Marni, so it's good that she like stayed true to her sense of style. I don't love the way it was styled as well. I think the purse could have gone, and I think we also could have gone with different shoes, but overall it was a cute look. Nothing special though. Elle Fanning was in Balmain. She wore an organza bustier gown with 4 layers of resin that gave it that glass look. And then it also had this bird illusion on her shoulders that gave that effect of like birds helping her get dressed, like in her role as Sleeping Beauty. I absolutely love this look. I feel like this is definitely in like probably my top 5. I feel like it was just so stunning. It looked almost like a waterfall. This is just so beautiful. I love it, love it, love it. I just love how simple and elegant it is, and it's just giving like Ice Princess. And I feel like the birds look so realistic. It's just gorgeous. We have Aaliyah Bat. She was in a floral sari by Sabyasachi. It was hand embroidered with silk floss, beads, sequins, and precious stones. And she styled her jewelry with a bunch of precious stones like emeralds, sapphires, and diamonds. I think she looked absolutely gorgeous, and I think it's cool to see someone taking like a more traditional approach or like a more traditional look Canadian actress Taylor Russell also wore Loewe. She is their global brand ambassador. So the top of her dress was a molded bodice, which was crafted using a technique called hydro dipping, which allowed her to get that wood effect on her dress. Then the skirt is silk crepe. There was also the floral printing that went up on her shoulder and then down by her waist. I absolutely love this look. I loved her makeup. It was like a brown graphic liner. I think she looked so stunning. This is also probably in my top 5. Just gorgeous. Like, she looks so good. Like, it just fit her perfectly. I feel like everything about this was just so good. Even the way she styled her hair, it was an updo. She had in what looks like a flower hair clip. That is the same type of wood that her bodice was made out of. We have Aiza Gonzalez. She was in custom Delcourt gown. That is a Milan fashion house. The dress was made from organza and shaped to look like petals. It was light pink and white, and she literally looked like a fairy. This look was breathtakingly gorgeous. I loved it so much. I didn't love the jewelry. She wore like this chunky like green necklace. It could have been more pared down jewelry just because I feel like the dress kind of speaks for itself, but otherwise I think she looked so good. So good. Like, it was on theme. It was just beautiful. Let me know what you thought about the looks at this gala. What takes did you agree with? What takes did you disagree with? If you want a part 2, let me know, because obviously there were hundreds of people at this event and I couldn't have possibly talked about everyone if I wanted to. And see you in the next one. Bye.